You know, but
Mm-hmm.
Wally, I like to get right into it and get
Uh,
right to the nitty gritty. What do
uh-huh.
you feel when you hear people say that Shakur Stevens is scared to fight Gervonta Davis? Yeah, what do you say about that?
Zab, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. You know, just we were in the gym one day during camp recently, right? And we came home, and first thing we saw on the TV, Shakur and Tank just has a verbal confrontation in Las Vegas. So that shit wasn't true. Now, Tank, listen, bro. Hey, I couldn't stop Shakur from wanting to box Tank since he was 13 years old. Okay? Every time he said anything, and I love all these kids. See, for me, the thing that I see right now is seeing all these kids coming from Devin and all these here guys as kids, as young kids, and seeing where they are now. That's win-win for me. I love it because seeing all these here kids, if they virtue and their dedication to the trade and the craft, and they make it to the top, to the elite levels, that's a win for me all the way around, all the way around, bro. I love that. You know what I mean? Now, once the kids start to realize boxing is business, okay? You can't let boxing change who you are. You can't go out here and start be doing ignorant and saying ignorant stuff just because of boxing. This is a business. You know what I'm saying? So, when I look at the business and the boxing, what I want from Shakur is to stay focused on boxing. So I don't want Shakur to be like me when you get older, like Zab father and us. We should have been in boxing business a long time ago.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
now these are the things that I'm focusing on and looking at Shakur for his future, not just being the best boxer, but being in boxing business. No, he has a family, and there's a whole lot of other people out here, man. Because if we don't do for each other, do for our own, nobody's gonna do for us. So when you look at that, those things is what come out of this here. Not what you can do for yourself, but when you get the opportunity, how much you can do for others.
Mm, it's big. It's big. It's
That's what
deep.
I look for from Shakur down the line in boxing. Because right now, I have two grandsons. I got one little grandson. He's undefeated. He's like 8-0, five referee stop contest. He's a national silver glove champion. And he's this
What's his
guy,
name? What's his
uh,
name?
Takai Jordan.
Sakai Jordan. Keep the eyes
Yeah,
open, guys. Yeah.
yeah.
So, Coach, are you still there? Bye bye.
People just keep calling me, and I got to click them off, man. I have
Mm-hmm.
No.
5 calls already, man.
All right, sound good, sound good. So now that Zab has already put us in the kitchen, we might as well continue to cook.
Hmm.
So, what's your opinion on Coach Kenny and Shakur Stevenson? Talking about wanting to make this fight in November due to the fact that Loma decides to want to
Back up.
do it next year possibly. Ducked out,
Well,
which they say.
let's be real. For the last 2 years, we've been calling out Tank and Lomo. Well, matter of fact, we've been calling out Lomo longer than we've been calling out Tank. And Bob won't let us get that fight because we know that Shakur touched Lomo up when he was 17. Okay.
Mm.
All right, so we know it's a big disparity between the competition between them. We know Shakur can beat Lomo. That's no problem. Because behind the fact, let me tell you this here. Out of all the best southpaws in the world abroad, from Kazakhstan, from Ukraine, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, all them southpaws in the world, Muhammad Ali from Great Britain, all those top southpaws in the world that was supposed to be amateur phenoms, Shakur beat them all. So we faced a lot of southpaws. And when Devin was on the team, southpaws was Devin's biggest problem.
Mm-hmm. Southpaws always have been holding the torch
Yeah,
down for the longest. Always,
yeah.
always. Yeah,
Yeah, he go way
definitely.
out. He throw that right hand, to bring the back leg out over. Got to jump back and all that stuff. Southpaws always gave him problems.
Mm.
Coach, you think that this fight could be made in November?
you know, this fight should be made in November. You know, so far we had a great year. You know what I'm saying? Why not end the year with a great fight? You know what I'm saying? You know, guys like I know Shakur for a fact has been looking for this here type of fight all his career since he turned pro. He wanna fight these guys so he can actually show who he is, you know. And I think fighting those top fighters actually give the world a chance to see when he have to step his game up even more.
If you had to put it in an order,
Uh,
which order would you want to take it first? Tank or Loma or Tank? How would you
yo,
want to do it?
could I God honestly speak with you, my brother?
Yeah.
It wouldn't make a difference.
Mm,
But we looking at all of them the same as opponent. I don't look at each one of them as any different. You just a door that we got to go through.
mm.
And every door got a knob. Once you learn how to open that door and that knob, you can walk right through it. You know, tell them about the saying we got in boxing. See? Hey, if the door's open, the fly's coming.
Doors open, flies coming. Word. Keep the door closed. No flies coming.
Right. So, you know, we see a lot of doors in a lot of those guys, you know, that be open a lot of times. Not I don't know them, but you know, fights is always about making adjustments, and the guy that's being the most prepared. You know,
Right. Right.
Shakur is one of those guys that don't take off. You know, stay in the gym all the time. You know, he had an incident, man, that almost could have cost him his life. And you see, that was an awakening for him. You know, in other words, stay in your lane. You a boxer, stay involved with boxing. You're not a rapper.
Right.
Every time you get involved with this shit rapping shit, it get out of hand. Stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey yo, you know what I love? Wale, because Wale sounds just like my pops. My pops was talking to me, bro. My pops the same way, bro. What's all this
Yeah.
rap shit going on, Zab? Man, stop all this shit, man. We boxers. Let's get back to boxing.
Right.
My pops
Let's
the
get ready
same
to
way.
boxing, man. Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't that's just that.
yeah. My pops the same way.
Yeah, I love that
Word.
guy too, man. Yeah. You know something I love about your father, man? Your father is one of the only ones that ever gave me the respect. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Oh, and you
Man,
know, you seeing the kids, yeah. That's how you know boxing, man.
right.
You know that.
Right.
It's hard to make guys like you and y'all. You know, hey man, you know that shit don't come every day. You
Nah,
know how much y'all
nah.
put in to be what y'all be to get where y'all got. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't realize that. They think it's just two guys getting in the ring, swinging hands in it. They don't understand the science. They don't understand the hard work. They don't understand the dedication, man, to get where you were.
Mm-hmm.
So many people
Mm-hmm.
think they could do it, man. They jump their kids in there early and think they could do it without doing the hard work, but it don't work like that, bro. It
Mm-hmm.
don't work like that.
Yeah.
And the longer you stay, the harder you got to work, particularly through the bone hardening process your body going to go through as you age. You got to work harder. So, looking down the future, the thing that we will always want to try to do is to get better every time we out. So each time if we go in the ring, we keep learning, I think we're going to do all right. Never be
Mm-hmm.
satisfied.
That would be satisfied.
Now, now, coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said that this fight should be made in November,
Yeah.
right? But in the same time, when we look at all the title holders right now and where the
Uh-huh.
landscape of boxing is, you got Baranchik with the WBO, you got,
Right.
you got Gervonta Tank Davis
Right.
with the WBA, you got Shakur Stevenson with the WBC,
Right.
Lomachenko with the IBF. Everybody got a belt on in the division, right? But then you also got that Mexican killer that Oscar De La Hoya is promoting, that is
Right.
number one in all the sanctioning bodies, William Cepeda.
Uh-huh.
So, like, real rap, like, what you think? How's this landscape coming? Like, who's fighting who? Like,
Mm.
how do you see it? If
Well, let's take the Shakur and Zepeda fight. Let's be for real.
Mm-hmm.
Shakur said he wanted to fight. Oscar said he don't want to fight because Shakur won't sign with him. Okay. Now, you remember when Floyd said one time, Floyd said, listen, if you got the WBA, the WBC, WBO and all the titles, right? Why do you have to fight for them at one time? You can sanction each one of those and fight more. Why they don't do that? So now,
So you, so you
yeah,
mean, so you mean basically if you got all of the belts, take your time up and split them up and defend them
yeah,
individually?
yeah.
Okay.
But why do they make you do that? Because they can have you fight whenever they want you to fight. They're making it mandatory.
Mm, mm.
You know what I'm saying? So
We
now they don't want to lose control of boxing, each sanctioning body. This is why they don't want to let their fighters. This is why all the sanctioning bodies bring in their own judges.
right.
And if you don't vote for the promoter, you won't be one of the judges that you're bringing in. So now, every fight, you got to go out there to look to beat the judges, the referees, and the promoter.
Speaking of that, Shakur Stevenson in his last fight, he put it out there. He said, "Hey, Grandpa, said that we gotta, step on the gas. We have to get a knockout because they're gonna rob us." Can you speak a little bit upon that? Because you kind of, spoke
Well,
a little bit
look,
upon that in your last sentence.
look at that night, okay? Look at that night. You seen Oceanique Foster lose the fight, right?
Yeah, you're in the locker room watching it.
Okay. So now, here's Shakur, may not sign with Top Rank. They may be losing him.
Let's go.
Now, we already know the judges is on Top Rank side because if
Right.
they wasn't, then they wouldn't be hired. They'd bring in who the hell they want. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that there's ever not a factor in where somebody can put a word in or put a couple of dollars in and change the outcome of a decision. It depends on how long you work. You want a job. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't see none of those scorecards. The disparities show um, the real fight. They come up with these ridiculous scores and whatnot. Like this, look. Let's take Devin and Ryan fight. What's the judge had the motherfucker draw?
Yeah,
You
right.
see shit like that. So that should happen. Why did he see that? See, and international boxers, right? You have what you call an evaluator, right? Who evaluates, through the tournaments and what, evaluate the judges' scores. So now, while this evaluator is scoring the fight himself, and he look at the comparison to the other judges' scores, as this tournament go on, we know these judges that were really bad in the scoring, we know that they can't judge the most crucial fights, so they won't. So boxing needs an evaluator. They evaluate these damn judges.